Friday, October 24th, 6 p.m. Jake is at home alone. His mom is at the casinos for the weekend. Troy, Noah, Gia, and Emma have been sick with the flu all this week, and we're getting over it, finally. Jake gets a text from a teammate that a family member is a big fan of his soccer abilities and wants to meet them, and that she is paying for dinner, and Jake wouldn't pass that up, so he decides to take them up on it, so he heads to the Hargrove City restaurant. Jake, to himself, must be rich. Only the elite and the rich out-of-town visitors. Well, here goes. Jake enters expecting to get thrown out, but the maitre d' welcomes him. Maitre d', Mr. Halling, I assume. Jake, yes, that's me. Maitre d', follow me, sir, if you please. Jake follows the maitre d' to the table. His teammate Barley is with an older woman and a black gentleman, are seated. Jake is seated. Barley, well. Jake, this, my Aunt Countess. She is a big fan of our team, and you, and her assistant Sebastian. Jake, hi, how are you? For 2 hours they talk and eat, except Countess, and Countess offers to take Jake to her place. It is just down the road, so Jake accepts the offer. 6 days later, at the Halloween dance. Troy is not there because family from his dad's side has dropped by their house, and he can't go to the dance with Emma, so Gia dressed as Trish Stratus, Jake who is dressed weird for some reason. Emma is dressed as Danica Patrick in a Go Fire suit and helmet, and Noah is dressed as the Black Mighty Morphin Power. Jake is irritated. Jake, could you be so kind to tell me why Emma is dressed up as a racer who is used for her lack of racing skills? Noah, Emma is a big fan of Danica Patrick. Why are you dressed up as Jim Carrey in Once Bitten for? Jake, what's Once Bitten? Gia, it's a movie about a guy who goes home with a girl vampire, and she bites him. Jake, I do not need to know anything else. Where's Troy? What excuse did he have? Emma, his uncle. Jack unexpectedly is dropping in tonight, and Troy isn't the only one unhappy. His mom and dad are upset about his uncle coming in. Jake and them walk to the ticket table where Vice Principal Candy Finnegan takes their tickets. Candy, can I get you down for the costume, contest guys? Gia, yeah. Candy, okay guys. Gia Moran as Trish Stratus, Noah Carver as the Black Power Ranger, Emma Goodall as Danica Patrick, Jake Halling as... What are you, Jake? Jake, I'm going as Jim Carrey in Once Bitten. Candy, good movie. Jake Halling as Jim Carrey in Once Bitten as a vampire. As they enter, Orion is helping Ernie cater the dance with Halloween-themed food and drinks. Jake takes a drink. Orion, Jake. Hey. Jake, hi. Orion. As the dance is in full swing, Jake and Gia are dancing. Noah and Emma are in the pumpkin carving contest when the band The Rebel Rockers providing the music plays a different song called Hands Off. As Gia and Jake are dancing, Orion notices a woman who has entered the gym and is walking in Jake and Gia's direction. Orion, Noah, Emma, look at that woman. Noah, where? Then she shoves Gia and cuts in on her dance with Jake. Gia, hey, who said you could cut in? As Gia tries to grab Jake from the woman who is dressed as a magician, Noah and Emma can't place her in school, and Orion doesn't know her as the song plays. Gia and Countess are now in a tug-of-war with Jake, and it seemed he was in a trance of some sort to Noah. Noah, Jake is in a trance of some kind. Orion, how? Emma, when he faces Gia he is himself, and when he is facing that woman he goes goofy. Then, as Countess turns her back on Jake for a spilt second, Gia grabs and shakes Jake and plants a lip lock on Jake, which snapped him back. This anger Countess, and she and Sebastian. Leave! Countess, damn that girl. Sebastian, don't worry about it, there is more than one way to skin a cat. As the music ended and Countess and Sebastian left, Mr. Seeley had got to the stage where he announced the winner of the costume contest. Troy arrives and surprises Noah and Emma. Troy is wearing his regular outfit. Troy, Emma, Noah. Noah, Troy. Troy, my uncle didn't show my folks let me go to the dance. Emma, love your costume. Mr. Seeley, aye. And the winner of the Hargrove County High School Halloween Haunt Dance Costume Contest is... Drum roll, please. Drum roll. Jake Halling as a vampire. Everyone is happy for Jake, but Jake blew his temper. Jake, I am not wearing a fucking costume, you stupid ass idiots. Jake storms out of the gym. Troy follows him out with Gia and Emma behind him. Jake is in front of the web room just stressed out. Jake, sorry for doing that, I just got overwhelmed. I lost, right? Troy, no, you won. Gia, yeah, who was that woman who tried to cut in on our dance? Emma, yeah, she's not a student or a teacher or parent. Jake, I don't know. Gia hugs Jake in front of a trophy case, and as they hug, Troy and Emma see Jake's reflection disappeared. Emma and Troy see but can't believe their eyes. Jake looks and sees what they are seeing, and he freaks out. Gia? What is it, Jake? Jake. My reflection. Jake points at the trophy case, but his reflection is back. Gia, yeah, so. I look like Trish Stratus, Mom was right. Jake, a minute ago. I wasn't there. Gia, oh, Jake. Emma, he ain't kidding. Troy, yeah, we saw that happen. Gia, but Jake is there, see, oh my god. Gia sees. Jake's reflection has disappeared from the trophy case again. Jake, oh shit, I'm scared now. Halloween morning, 11 a.m. School is out for Halloween and Troy, Noah, Gia, Emma are walking to Ernie's Brain Freeze for a Halloween froyo and smoothie. Orion is already there. They are discussing events of last night's Halloween dance. Troy, I am telling you, Noah, Jake is a vampire, and last night proved it too. Gia, it's happened before, right? A ranger and vampire cross paths. They enter Ernie's. Orion has their orders for Halloween already prepared and waiting for them as they sit down. Noah, I went to the base last night, and Gosi said that this has happened before to the second Green Turbo Ranger, Carlos Valarte. He was bit by a vampire monster, and they defeated him by forming the Turbo Rescue Megazord. Orion, 2 problems. 1, we are dealing with the actual vampire. 2, she's after Jake. Emma, why? Orion, I watched Once Bitten last night, and in the movie, Jim Carrey played Mark, who wants to get laid, whatever that means, and he goes to Hollywood and he meets this female vampire named Emma Countess. Orion, yeah, that's her name, and she tracked him by using her own family of vampires to the club that Mark was at, and she takes his blood from his femoral vein. Troy, 4. Orion, for her to maintain her eternal beauty, she must suck blood from her victim 3 times before Halloween ends at midnight. For her to keep her beauty, and in the movie she had an army of vampires and a right-hand man named Gia Sebastian. Orion, yeah. Noah, how does the movie end? Orion, well. Then Troy's morpher goes off, he answers. Troy? Yeah? Go say? Tenso. It's Tenso. I did a scan on Jake and his DNA is changing to a vampire. We must find him fast. Troy, okay. Tenso, we will find him. Hangs up. Let's go find him. Split up and search for Jake. Meet back here at 5 p.m. All afternoon they searched for Jake, and by the end of the search, Troy and Orion are waiting on the outdoor dining area as Noah and Emma arrive. It's 10 p. Noah, nothing. Emma, we searched all over. Then Jake walks up to them. Jake, guys, I found out that Countess is a vampire, and she... Noah, we know. Jake, we know about the whole thing. Troy sees that Gia is walking to them and Sebastian stops her. After a brief conversation, she gets into the limo, and they drive away. Troy, Gia just got in that limousine with that guy. Jake recognized the limo and runs after it after a short chase. The limousine's 450 horsepower engine is far more faster than Jake and speeds off. Jake pulls up in Emma and then pull up in her and Gia's 4Runner. And Jake gets in the front seat. Troy, Noah and Orion are in the back, and they follow the limo to the mansion. Emma drives through the gateway and stops short in the driveway. Jake, we gotta find Gia and get out fast. Troy, right. Jake, you are in the lead on this. Emma, is that a good idea? Noah, got a better one, Emma shakes her head no. Jake, Noah, Troy, Emma, and Orion sneak up to a window where it is open to the basement. Jake enters first and scares himself when he sees his reflection in a mirror. Jake, geez. Phew. Emma, Troy, and Noah enter the room. Troy, Orion. Wait outside for us, okay, and stay hidden. If we need you, I will beat my morpher once, okay? Orion. Right, Troy, be careful. Orion hides in some bushes beside the window. Jake, Troy, Noah, and Emma are making their way through the basement of the mansion looking for Gia. As they make their way, they hear a muffled yell. Gia, Jake! Jake, Emma, guys, Gia's here. Troy, Noah, Emma, and Jake work to get Gia free. He removed the gag from Gia's mouth. Gia, Jake, you were stupid for coming here. Jake, huh? Why? I love you, Gia. That's why I'm here rescuing you. Troy and them look at Jake. It was the first time Jake had told Gia he loved her before in front of them. Jake, what? You guys taking a coffee break? Come on! They get Gia free and are out of the room when Countess henchmen, male and female vampires, surround them and force them upstairs to the ceremony room where Jake is now being held by 2 vampires. And Troy and the others were held by the rest of them. Countess, dearest Jake, twice we have shared a most poorest exchange, and now the holy third. Countess hoists a glass of blood, and everyone drinks. Troy hits the beep button on his morpher to signal Orion, and Orion entered quickly and made his way to them. As he did that, Countess pulls a off sheet, and a table gurney is revealed, and the 2 vampires holding Jake lifted him up and put him in the device and strapped his arms and ankles down. Then his pants are ripped to his knees. Jake, now you made me mad. That's my favorite pair of jeans. Hey, I don't want you to chip a tooth. Countess, don't worry about my teeth. Shows her fangs. Jake, I don't want to be a vampire. I'm a day person. I am a... Countess hisses and holds her right hand in a claw-like form. Jake instantly shuts up and smiles. Troy, there is that trance again. Noah, she holds a spell on Jake. Gia, what time is it? Emma, 11:45 p.m. Good thing our parents are out of town this weekend. As Countess goes to turn Jake into a vampire, Troy and them try to break free but can't. Orion holds a cross, move away from Jake, and up against the wall there. The vampires lose their grip on Troy and them and go to Jake. They try to get close, but Noah and Troy grab the candlesticks and keep them back with fire. Troy, back off, bone marrow breath. Noah, you okay, Jake? But Jake is still in a trance. Gia, Jake, it's Gia, the girl you've been trying to get for the last 2 years. You told me you loved me for the first time tonight. Gia's voice snapped Jake out of the spell. Jake, Gia. Sebastian moves toward them, but Emma grabs a candle stand. Emma, how do you like your balls roasted, bro? Sebastian, ooh, rough trade. Countess crosses don't work, and besides, I am a Jehovah's Witnesses fire. Troy points at Countess with a candle stand. On the other hand, they get Jake unstrapped and his pants back up. As they back away, Countess hisses, and Jake stops and tries to head back to her. Emma starts pulling back. Countess, I can be yours, Jake. We can together forever. Gia, yeah. Hey, Bella Swan, Jake don't want you. He don't a woman with mileage. He wants someone who is young, sweet, and pure, so fuck off, bitch. Gia and them run out of the ceremony room. Countess, after that virgin. Noah split up. They split up. Troy and Emma run upstairs with Noah and Orion staying on the ground floor, and Jake and Gia go the basement. Jake and Gia run into a big room of coffins. Jake is putting his shoes on. Jake, Gia, what is it? He looks up. Jake, holy crap. As Jake and Gia ponder on what to do, Troy and Emma are being chased by 4 vampires. They stop, and the vampires run out to the balcony and lock the door. Troy, too easy. Emma, let's help the others. Noah and Orion are running from the other 5 sent after them, and they are running down a long hallway. Orion, Noah grab the rug. Noah and Orion snap the rug and knock the vampires down and out. Orion, enjoy your nap, fellas. Troy and Emma run into Noah and Orion, and they go in search for Jake and Gia. Meanwhile, Jake and Gia are being chased by Countess, Sebastian, and the remaining 4. They run into the utility room. Gia, dead end. Jake, down that chute, quick. Gia, quick question. Jake, what? Gia, do you love me? Jake, yes, I do love you. Gia, okay, I love you too. Gia and Jake are sliding down with a vampire close behind. As the vampire gets up, Jake hits him with a 2x4 and breaks it over his head with no effect, but Gia screams in anger and hits the vampire with a left cross, code him cold. Jake, I could have done that. Jake and Gia go up a ladder and find they are back in the basement. They run into the coffin room on the other side. Countess and them see them run in. Countess, other side, hurry. Countess and the others run to the second door. Gia, breathing heavily. Now what? Jake, get that big door, hurry. Jake and Gia lock the big door, and it now 11:56 p.m. Jake, if she gets me. Gia, there's one way she can't get your virgin blood. As Gia and Jake go to rectify the problem, Countess and them get to the door and the vampire punches the door. Count! Wait a damn minute. It costs Sebastian money to replace these doors. Could you at least try the knob first? Sebastian jocks. He opens the door and they enter at the same time. Troy and them enter from the other side. Troy, where is he? Countess, I have been. Then suddenly the big coffin in the middle of the coffin room is rocking in a up and down motion. Troy, Orion, the coffin is haunted. Sebastian opens the coffin. Gia pops out with a smile on her face. Emma? Oh no, don't tell me. Gia, too late, Countess. Orion, huh? Countess, you couldn't have. Noah, you and Jake were in there less than 2 minutes. Then 2 cans of root beer are opened, and Jake, with a smile, hands one to Gia. Noah, they did. Countess, but you didn't have time to enjoy it. Then a clock dongs. Countess, what time is it? Sebastian, midnight, November 1st. Countess literally falls to pieces, and the others scramble out of there. Orion, well, that was unexpected. Gia, you 4 get out, this isn't a peep show. Jake, be better slower. Gia, let's find out. Troy, oh no you don't, you too. Gia, a few minutes. Noah, not even a few seconds. Jake, you and Emma did. Emma, that don't count, I was. Gia, fair is fair. Come on. Jake? Jake, right. The end.